All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am here today with the wonderful, the talented, the beautiful Miss Baddie Brooks.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I noticed today, so today is May 1st that we're recording, and
Yes.
you have been selected as somebody performing at the Ann Arbor Summer Festival. How's it feel?
Yes. What's funny is I haven't looked at the official post yet. But no, I am really excited for that. It's one of the many performances that are going to be in my little pseudo tour. I guess that's what I'm gonna call it this summer. But yeah, I'm really excited to perform at Ann Arbor Summer Festival. And then I'm also really excited to headline Ypsilanti Pride this year, Kalamazoo Pride, and then also Ferndale Pride. So I'm really excited.
Are you doing Ann Arbor Pride this year?
I don't know yet. I think I haven't seen the application go
Ah,
live just yet, but I did it last year, so I'd love to return.
all right, cool. Yeah, I'll gladly reach out to why is his name slipping my mind right now? Why is his name slipping my mind right now? Um, it's going to bother me if I don't look up his name, but the gentleman who's in charge of the Ann Arbor Pride,
Oh, James, right?
Jim.
Jim, is it Jim? I thought it
Uh,
was.
uh, uh,
No,
hold
I
on,
feel
hold on,
silly.
because that's going to bother me.
You say James, or I say James, you say Jim. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
nice. It's James. James Carter.
really?
Yep, it's James.
Oh my! I'm thinking of somebody completely different now. I don't know why. I really
Yep, James
don't.
Carter.
James Carter,
Mm-hmm.
huh? Who am I thinking of then? Um, because me and him, we have a pretty good relationship too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
all right, my phone's across the room, so I can't look it up right now, and this makes for bad interview material. So I'm gonna move on.
Do you need me to keep my camera on for it, or are
No,
you
no, no.
kind of
You're perfectly fine.
okay?
You're fine either way. So you are doing that, and I wanted to start with just first off, you won Miss Miss Michigan Trans this year.
Yes, so I was selected as Miss Trans Michigan 2025. So what it is, it's a national pageantry system that is very rooted in advocacy and doing the community work to uplift the LGBTQIA community, especially with a focus on transgender individuals. But I'm really excited for this because it's actually not only is it my first pageant, it's also not only is it my first national pageant, it's my first pageant overall, which most people don't do. They normally do
Yeah.
other pageants first, but I'm like, I'm just gonna go for it. So I'm really excited to compete in that pageant. Of course, it's on a national level, so the
Yeah.
stakes are pretty high.
Yeah.
But I feel like I am really excited to represent Michigan and do the community work.
Yes. And you're gonna do such a great job because you're you.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
You're you. So that always excites me. And when I saw that you were so you're nominated, and I was like, oh, this is great because she's gonna kill it.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Mm,
So the pageant is from November 12th through November 16th, and we're going to be competing in Washington, D.C.
mm.
It's the first time that it's ever been in D.C., kind of sort of as a protest to the current administration in office.
Absolutely. And as you should, as you should, right? Also, the name, it's Joe Walsh. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, I don't know, Joe.
Ah, Joe,
I just know James.
yeah, all right, Joe's very cool. And all right, so you're gonna be there in November representing Michigan. We are all rooting for you, first off. And second off, you just released a new single. I wanted to touch on that just a little later, but let's get into it straight away. Let's
Absolutely.
You ain't released it yet, but it's coming out soon. As we are recording, it's called Game Over. So give me the details.
Yeah, so my new single is called Game Over. I'm definitely entering a new era for myself. This is my grown folks music era, if you will. So it was definitely it wasn't an official breakup, but it was a situationship that made it feel like a real breakup. So,
Mm.
just of course dating a guy that it didn't work out. I feel like he really wasn't honest with his intentions. So I tried to turn like a really bad situation into something good by creating a new song. So it's called Game Over, and it's kind of like basically how I'm not gonna accept less than what I deserve, whether that's with dating, whether that's with anything involving my personal life. And it kind of touches on how, I'm leveling up. I'm not gonna take um, less than what I deserve. So a lot of the song has like pretty iconic like video game references within it.
Yeah.
Not gonna mention who, so I don't get sued.
Yeah.
But the audience can definitely hear different sounds and like the timbre of my voice and other things that I use in the background, like electronic sounds to be able to, it kind of fits this motif of being in a video game.
And you use the word motif. Most artists don't even come close to using that word. And I possibly credit that to like your talent with instrumentation as well, because you you're pretty handy with some instruments, right?
Yes, I play trumpet, as you know, euphonium, and trombone.
How when did you start playing first?
I've been playing trumpet for over 15 years. I started when I was like 9.
Right.
And then euphonium was back in high school. And then trombone, I've only been playing for like a year. So
Oh man.
not even.
So before we touch more on that, let's go back to the song. First off, how long does it take you to complete a song?
To be honest, it doesn't really take, I don't know. Um, it's hard to say complete because I feel like music is never really complete because you can always put different iterations on things. But in the state that it's in right now, I feel like out of all the songs that I've recorded,
Mm,
it didn't take me long. I actually wasn't going to release this song at first. I was going to release a different song,
mm.
which that's a secret. Well, that song title is a secret. You could tell them that.
All right.
Um, but I literally recorded a completely different song, was going to get a completely different song mixed and mastered. And then I was really mad about the situationship breakup. So I just went in the studio and recorded that. And I was like, this is better. So this is what we're going to do. So I didn't spend so much time being like nitpicky about my vocals. I think one thing that's different about this track is it's a more raw sound for me.
Mhm.
So I feel like the audience would be like, "Oh, this is different from anything that she's released. Like it's not really pride themed at all or anything like that. Like this is just me." I'm kind of like, of course, I'm very appreciative of all the opportunities that I get surrounding Pride, but I'm showcasing that I'm more than just, a Pride entertainer. Like I'm a well-rounded individual. So I'm very, very excited to release this because I feel like it showcases a different side of me. I feel like there are some jazzy sounds that I don't usually get to showcase as well. And then the music video is definitely
Ooh.
like the most different thing that I've ever done. Like nobody has seen a music video for me like this.
Mhm.
It's definitely for grown folks.
And so if you have a song crafted and you have another song in the cut, as they say, can we expect the album coming soon? What's going on there?
I think what we can expect is an EP before an
Oh,
album.
okay, okay.
Because my first album took me 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Like I started like 5 years ago. Um, but I think a little EP could be in the works. I'm very picky when it comes to my marketing and PR because that's just me. Um, but I think that we can definitely see an EP coming soon.
And you are such you are such a wonderful talent, and your EP. So what I always found interesting with your projects is that your songs, you don't write just for the sake of writing. Your songs all have a theme.
Yes, they
Your
do.
projects all, they're all subject ready, I should say.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about it.
I feel like I always try to be intentional with the songs that I'm writing because I know I could be reaching a wide audience. I make them personal for myself, but I feel like I definitely make songs that like a lot of people can relate to, even if they don't identify as trans or even if they aren't queer. I feel like a lot of my songs could really be applicable to anyone, especially Game Over. Anyone that's ever been in a situation that where someone just wasn't serving them well or treating them right.
Mhm.
Like I talk about communication being broken. I talk about being ghosted and like feeling hurt in this song. So I feel like I definitely create songs that anyone can resonate with.
Um, all right, that is great, and I can't wait to hear Game Over. First, well, who produced it? Did you produce it?
So it was produced by Kevin Christian. He's based in Detroit.
Awesome, awesome. Are there any features?
No, I'm the feature. I did the I did the trumpet intro and all the vocals. So just me.
All right, so with the EP, are there any features on the EP that we can expect?
No,
What?
I don't know. Features are kind of, I'm super, I'm not to be a diva, but I feel like I'm a little picky about my features. I don't know.
I
Because my
mean,
album itself only has like two or three features on it. And then I'm just not a big feature girl. I like to do stuff myself.
and that's I always find that interesting because the Ipsy Ann Arbor community, it's such a tight-knit group of artists.
Mm-hmm.
Have this very whether it's London, whether it's Danny, whether we know whether it's Christian, there's so many great artists in the area. I'm surprised that you haven't collaborated with any of them.
I know. I just feel like I feel like I have such a specific process, like in terms of recording
Yeah.
and my marketing. Like I need that control. I feel like maybe in the future, but I just feel like where I'm at right now, I work better alone, if I'm being honest.
And what was interesting, me and Lyndon were talking, we discovered that you're actually the youngest out of the crew.
I am. Yeah, I'm
You're the
25.
baby.
I'm 25, but I carry myself like I'm like 50.
We were talking, we was like, wait, is Baddie the youngest? And I was like, yeah, I think they
I
are.
am.
She is, yeah. So that's always pretty interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so talk to me about these this mini tour that you're going on because you're hitting up a lot of cities. Every time I look up, you have something new to promote. So what's going on here?
Yes, although I'm still in the process of finalizing some dates,
Mm,
I will be performing for sure in Ypsilanti, Kalamazoo, Ann Arbor. I recently got an opportunity to perform in DC during Pride as
ooh,
well. Um, and I will also be performing, let's see, Washington, DC, Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, Kalamazoo, Ferndale. Um, I think that might be it for now, but I'm still adding some dates to the calendar.
you're such a busy person now.
I am. I'm
I
always busy,
legit
always
always
doing
find that
something.
funny. So I'm curious because what I know about you is that you travel, you perform, you play instruments, and you travel. So
Mhm.
what's like the downtime for Baddie Brooks? Like because fans, we know you're a damn good musician, but what's going on outside of like, the musicianship for you?
Um, I really don't spend that. That's the that's the funny thing is I don't spend that much time to myself. I would, I mean, I write a lot, whether that's songwriting or just like regular journalistic writing.
Mhm.
But other than that, there's not that much time outside of Baddie Bricks because I do all of my own marketing, all of my own promos. So I'm always working on something, working on how to promote myself better or creating new songs.
Mm. And let's talk about you as a live performer because that is one of the most fantastic things that I personally got to watch was you just on stage commanding the crowd. Is that something that just comes naturally for you?
I feel like at this point it does come naturally for me because I do it so often.
Yeah.
I really don't get stage fright like that anymore. I feel like when I'm putting like the best version of myself or like putting my music out there in like a raw form, it just feels natural, feels organic to me. So I
Mhm.
feel like performing is on a large scale is definitely something that I meant to do.
Mhm.
So over these next few years, I'm just gonna keep working hard until I quote unquote blow up.
That is so cool. And when I listen to your music, one thing that I really wanted to ask you is who are your influences? Because with most artists, when you listen to their music, you can hear just a pinch of who they're like inspired by musically. I don't get that with you. Everything feels way too authentic.
Really?
Yeah, everything feels super authentic, even down to like the way you sing, your writing style. Who are your like influences musically?
Um, I feel like it might feel that way just because I've gone through like so many weird changes. Well, they're not that weird because you're supposed to change when you're in your 20s. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um, because I used to just be a jazz, like classical and jazz. So, like singing wise, definitely used to listen to Ella Fitzgerald a lot. But I don't really get to do that much jazz because unfortunately, some jazz scenes can be very transphobic, if I'm being honest. Um, so I kind of shifted away from doing jazz. Who knows? Maybe I'll do it again. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll do a jazz album just for fun. Um, but once I started shifting to pop, I would say recently Tate McRae. Um, I used to listen to Doja Cat a lot, like her I like her older projects more.
Yeah.
Um, who else? A little bit of SZA, some Dua Lipa. I feel like I'm forgetting so many people. Amber Mark, Troye Sivan,
Mhm.
a little bit of Kalani. Very heavily influenced by Ariana Grande, which you would hear if I would have released that other song, but I'm gonna wait on the other song a little bit more. And Victoria Monet. Oh, and Sabrina Carpenter. That's my girl.
Of course, of course, of course. So, you talk about the transphobia that's heavy within jazz. How do you like navigate the musical landscape as a trans person and just go, oh, no, I'm moving. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear that. Just being yourself while also navigating, the rampant transphobia that kind of is way too heavy in music these days.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna be
neglected.
honest. I kind of took a step back and stopped performing in those spaces because I just feel like, I deserve to be in spaces where I'm actually comfortable.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, who knows? Maybe one day I could be. Um, the one who changes like their narrative. But I just kind of took a step back and created my own lane. Like I feel like I don't have a set genre. Like I know that I release a lot of pop stuff, but I'm capable of doing jazz. I do a little house. I do a little R&B. I kind of decided to just create my own lane and create my own art that fits to whatever vision that I have because like no trans person who does music deserves to be treated poorly. So I kind of just stopped going to those spaces where I felt uncomfortable and unsafe.
Mhm. And I know that we talked about like features on this EP. Do you ever have like any dream collaborations that you want to have just one day if you ever like reach to this level?
Ariana Grande. I would say Ariana Grande, Victoria Monet, um, and maybe Tate McRae
Hmm. Yeah.
and SZA.
Those are the same people you're listening to now.
Yeah, those are my girls. We gonna meet one day. I don't care. I think it'd be funny if me and Lizzo did something too.
Oh, yeah, Lizzo's a very good one. Lizzo, she's really good. And so with this summertime's coming up, you're going to be booked left and right. How do you
Mhm.
like avoid getting burnt out?
I think when you find yourself doing something that you truly enjoy,
Mhm.
that's the best way to prevent yourself from being burned out. I think that like this is something that I genuinely want to do, and that's why I push myself so hard when I'm working as an artist on top of everything that I do, because I'm a music teacher as well. Um, but yeah, I think when you truly enjoy the work that you do, and you come up with a balance for it, that is how you prevent from being burned out. Because I'm pushing towards being famous. So,
And you know, it's wild. Like when I first met you, we were on the same card and we were scheduled to perform with Kenyatta together.
mhm.
And I remember seeing you and going, whoa, that's damn Baddie Brooks right there. Well, so your name has already reached a point where it's like a high buzz. And I said, this interview, first off, thank you very much for allowing me to interview you. So I gotta say I appreciate that very much.
Yes.
Second, I'm curious because just doubling back on like the amount of performances. What are your goals for, this year, 2025?
My goals is to create new music and a new project that shows a different side of me and increase visibility for myself. I also want to travel more. I want my tour to be on an international, well, I was going to say national, but hey, let's say international
Let's say
level.
international, yeah.
Uh, and I want to be able to share my music with different audiences that are not just in Michigan.
That's cool. And I just have one more question. Is there anything else that you want to put out there to the world, let the people know?
I really want to emphasize that they need to stream Game Over. It's the most unique project that I've ever put out, and I put so much work into it for several months. So they need to stream that.
Awesome. And do you want to put out the name of the EP? Does it have a name yet?
It doesn't have a name yet.
Okay, it does have a name
It
yet.
probably won't be done for like another year or so, just because I am trying to currently still build my package for the pageant and focus on the pageant right now.
I was about to say, don't you
The
dare tell me it'll be
pageant.
done in 4 years.
Okay.
Baddie, thank you so much for this interview. I greatly appreciate it. You are amazing. Of
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
course. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Baddie Brooks.
Thank you.